Welcome, treasure hunters. Imagine a simple dime worth more than gold or even diamonds. Sounds unreal, right? But rare Roosevelt dimes still hiding in circulation have sold for jaw-dropping amounts. These tiny coins, born from minting mistakes, have turned into numismatic treasures. In this video, we're uncovering 6 of the rarest and most valuable dimes still out there. Could you be carrying a fortune in your pocket? Stick around, you won't believe how much these hidden gems are worth. Number 1. Have you ever wondered if a simple dime in your pocket could be worth a fortune? What if I told you that a rare 1967 US dime could turn out to be a hidden treasure? Collectors are always searching for these valuable coins, and some have sold for unbelievable amounts at auctions. But why are these dimes so special, and what should you look for? Stick around because by the end of this video, you might just discover that you own one of the rarest dimes in circulation. The 1967 Roosevelt dime is a fascinating piece of American coin history, and it's not just because of its age. Unlike many other dimes, this one was struck during a time when the U.S. Mint faced production challenges, leading to errors and unique variations that make certain 1967 dimes extremely valuable. Collectors and experts hunt for these coins, and their worth can go beyond what most people imagine. So, what makes this dime so special? First, 1967 was a transition period for coin production. The U.S. Mint had recently switched from silver to clad coinage, and because of this, many dimes had inconsistencies in their metal composition. Some rare 1967 dimes contain mint errors that dramatically increased their value. If you happen to find one with the right characteristics, you could be holding a small fortune. Errors play a huge role in a coin's value, and the 1967 dime has some incredible mistakes that collectors crave. One of the most famous errors is the doubled die, where parts of the design appear doubled, especially on the lettering or Roosevelt's profile. Another highly valuable error is the off-center strike, where the design is misaligned, making the coin look oddly shaped. There are also rare examples of full torch bands, where the torch on the reverse is fully detailed, something that's incredibly rare for this year. And let's not forget about missing clad layers. Some 1967 dimes were struck without their outer nickel coating, exposing the copper core beneath. These errors can turn an ordinary dime into an extraordinary collectible. Identifying these errors is key to knowing if your dime is valuable. Start by examining the coin under good lighting or using a magnifying glass. Look closely at the lettering and Roosevelt's face for any doubling effects. If the coin appears misaligned or if part of the design is missing, you might have an off-center strike. The torch on the reverse should have well-defined lines if it's a full bands variety. And if the coin has a copper tint or seems to be missing its outer layer, it could be one of the rare missing clad layer errors. Understanding these variations is crucial because thousands of 1967 dimes exist, but only a handful have the errors that make them highly valuable. Many collectors have unknowingly spent these dimes as regular change simply because they didn't know what to look for. That's why having knowledge about these coins can be incredibly rewarding. If you think you have a rare 1967 dime, the next step is to get it professionally graded and appraised. Reputable coin grading services like PCGS and NGC can verify its authenticity and determine its condition, which significantly affects its value. A well-graded dime with a rare error can be worth far more than one in lower condition. Once you've confirmed that your dime is valuable, you might be wondering, where can I sell it? There are several ways to cash in on your treasure. Online auction sites like eBay and heritage auctions are great places where collectors bid for rare coins. You can also visit a local coin dealer or attend coin shows where experts can evaluate and offer you a fair price. Some of the highest value 1967 dimes have been sold through professional coin auctions, where serious collectors compete to add them to their collections. So, the big question: could you be holding one of these valuable dimes without even knowing it? Search through your coin jars, check your old collections, and let us know in the comments if you have a 1967 dime. Who knows? You might just be sitting on a hidden fortune, Some of these rare dimes have fetched between $2,600 and $47,000 at auctions, depending on their condition and rarity. Don't overlook your spare change. You never know what treasures might be hiding in plain sight. Number 2. What if I told you there is a dime so rare, so legendary, that even the most seasoned collectors consider it a once-in-a-lifetime find? A coin so valuable that it surpasses gold, platinum, even diamonds. This is the mysterious 1894 S Barber dime with the S mint mark on the reverse, a true king in the world of numismatics. Only the most elite collectors know its true worth, and today, you might just discover why this small piece of silver is worth more than anyone could imagine. The 1894 S dime is not just any rare coin, it is one of the most valuable dimes ever struck in U.S. history. It was minted in San Francisco during a time when the U.S. Mint produced very limited numbers of certain coins, making this dime incredibly scarce. Out of the small batch that was originally minted, only a handful remain in existence today, making it the holy grail of coin collecting. But what makes it so special? The mystery surrounding this coin is one of the reasons it's so sought after. According to historical records, only 24 of these dimes were ever minted, and to this day, fewer than 10 are known to exist. Some theories suggest that they were minted as a special order for a banker or a government official, while others believe they were struck as test pieces. Either way, their extreme rarity means that each surviving piece is worth a fortune. Beyond its history, errors and varieties add even more intrigue to this already legendary coin. Collectors have found subtle die variations in some examples, making each one unique. A key detail to examine is the mint mark placement. On the reverse of the coin, the small s must be clearly visible. Additionally, some rare specimens have slight doubling on the date or lettering, a phenomenon known as a doubled die error. Another error to look for is a misaligned die strike, which can create an off-center or slightly skewed design. Even the faintest imperfection or unique characteristic can mean the difference between a highly valuable dime and an unimaginable fortune. Spotting these errors requires a trained eye, but you don't need to be an expert to start looking. First, examine the coin carefully under magnification, paying attention to the mint mark, date, and lettering. Look for any signs of doubling, misalignment, or unusual marks on the surface. If you come across an 1894 S dime, especially one with unique characteristics, you could be holding one of the most important coins in American history. Because of the extreme rarity of this dime, professional authentication and grading are essential. If you believe you have found an 1894 S Barber dime, the next step is to have it certified by a trusted grading service such as PCGS or NGC. These organizations will verify its authenticity, assess its condition, and assign it a grade, which plays a major role in determining its market value. A well-preserved example can command astronomical prices at auction.so. If you have a rare 1894 S dime, where do you sell it? Given its legendary status, this is not the kind of coin you want to sell at just any shop. The best way to auction a valuable coin like this is through prestigious numismatic auctions, where elite collectors and investors bid for rare treasures. Heritage auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Sotheby's are just a few of the places where this coin could fetch its highest possible value. Alternatively, private collectors who specialize in ultra-rare coins may be willing to offer a premium price. Now, the million-dollar question: do you have one of these hidden treasures? Have you ever come across an old dime tucked away in a collection, a safe deposit box, or even in loose change? If you think you might own an 1894 S Barber dime, it could be worth more than you ever imagined. Let us know in the comments if you've ever seen one or if you have other rare dimes in your collection. This dime isn't just valuable, it is a true legend, a numismatic masterpiece that has crossed $1 million in value. Its rarity, its history, and its mystique make it one of the most sought-after coins in existence. So before you overlook that old dime in your collection, take a second look. You might be holding a piece of history worth an absolute fortune. Number 3. Imagine digging through your spare change and finding a simple dime, just 10 cents, only to realize it's worth a small fortune. What if I told you that a rare 1977 US dime could be one of the most valuable coins still in circulation? Collectors and experts alike search tirelessly for these rare gems, and some have already sold for unbelievable amounts. Could one of these hidden treasures be sitting in your collection, waiting to be discovered? Stay with me until the end of this video, and you might just find out. The 1977 Roosevelt dime is a fascinating coin for collectors, not just because of its age, but because of the rare errors and variations that exist. While millions of these dimes were minted, only a handful have the unique characteristics that make them worth thousands of dollars today. The trick is knowing exactly what to look for. Many people unknowingly spend these dimes as regular pocket change, completely unaware that they're holding something truly special. So, what makes this 1977 dime so valuable? Several factors contribute to its rarity, but one of the biggest reasons is minting errors. During production, mistakes at the US Mint led to rare varieties that collectors go crazy for. These errors are what turn an ordinary dime into a prize worth thousands. One of the most sought-after errors is the doubled die variety. This happens when the coin is struck improperly, causing elements like the date, lettering, or even Roosevelt's profile to appear doubled. Another valuable mistake is an off-center strike, where the design is misaligned, making part of the coin appear cut off. There are also known examples of missing clad layers, where the outer nickel coating is absent, revealing the copper core beneath. A missing clad layer gives the dime an unusual two-tone appearance, making it highly collectible. But how do you identify these errors? The first step is to closely examine your dime under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look for any signs of doubling on the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." If Roosevelt's profile appears slightly duplicated, you might have a valuable doubled die variety. Check the edges of the coin. If it looks off-center or has uneven spacing, it could be an off-center strike. And if you notice a copper color showing through, you might have a missing clad layer error, which is extremely rare. Understanding these variations is crucial if you want to spot valuable dimes. Thousands of 1977 dimes are still in circulation, but only a few have the right errors to make them worth serious money. Many people spend these coins without a second thought, never realizing their true value. But with a little knowledge and attention to detail, you could find one of these rare dimes hiding in your own collection. So, if you think you have a rare 1977 dime, what should you do next? The best step is to get it professionally graded and appraised. Trusted grading services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate the coin and assign it a grade, which will determine its market value. A well-graded 1977 dime with a rare error can be worth far more than one in average condition. Once you have your dime authenticated, you might be wondering where to sell it. The best way to get the highest value is through coin auctions, where serious collectors are willing to pay top dollar for rare finds. Online platforms like eBay and heritage auctions are excellent places to reach a wide audience of collectors. Local coin shops and coin shows are also great options if you prefer to sell in person. Some of the most valuable 1977 dimes have been sold through professional numismatic auctions, where bidding wars drive the price even higher. Now, the big question: could you be holding one of these valuable dimes? Check your old coin collections, dig through your loose change, and let us know in the comments if you have a 1977 dime. You never know, you might just be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. Some of these rare dimes have been sold for between $2,100 and $32,000 at auctions, depending on their condition and rarity. Don't overlook your pocket change. Your next great discovery could be hiding right in your hands. Number 4. Have you ever wondered if a simple dime could be worth a fortune? Imagine coming across an ordinary-looking coin in your pocket, only to find out it's one of the rarest and most valuable dimes still in circulation. The 1987 P. Roosevelt dime is one such hidden treasure, often overlooked, yet incredibly valuable to collectors. Some of these dimes have already sold for thousands of dollars, and the best part? Many of them are still out there, waiting to be discovered. Stay with me until the end, Because you might just have one of these rare gems in your collection. So, what makes the 1987 P dime so special? It's not just about age. Millions of dimes were minted that year, but only a handful have the rare errors and unique characteristics that make them highly valuable. These errors turn an everyday coin into a collector's dream, and if you know what to look for, you could spot one in your own pocket change. One of the key reasons collectors hunt for the 1987 P dime is the presence of rare minting mistakes. Some of the most valuable error varieties include the doubled die, off-center strikes, and missing clad layers. A doubled die error occurs when the coin is struck improperly, causing parts of the design to appear doubled. This can be seen in the lettering, date, or even Roosevelt's profile. If you notice any unusual shadowing or extra outlines on your dime, you could have a doubled die variety worth a significant amount. Another rare and valuable mistake is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during minting, causing the design to appear shifted. In some cases, part of the coin is completely missing details. The more off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable the dime becomes. One of the most fascinating errors is the missing clad layer. This occurs when the outer nickel coating is missing, exposing the copper core underneath. These dimes have a distinctive two-tone appearance and are highly sought after by collectors. If you come across a 1987 P dime with an unusual color or missing silver coating, it could be one of these rare errors. So, how can you identify a valuable 1987 P dime? The first step is a careful examination under bright lighting or with a magnifying glass. Check the lettering and date for signs of doubling. Look at the coin's edges. If they appear misaligned or part of the design is missing, it could be an off-center strike. And if the surface has a strange copper tone or appears damaged in a way that isn't normal wear, it might be a missing clad layer error. Understanding these variations is essential for collectors. Thousands of 1987 P dimes are still in circulation, but only a few hold the rare features that make them valuable. Many people unknowingly spend these coins, completely unaware of their true worth. That's why taking the time to examine your change could lead to an incredible discovery. If you believe you have a rare 1987 P dime, the next step is to get it professionally graded. Trusted grading services like PCGS and NGC can authenticate your coin, determine its condition, and assign it a grade that will impact its market value. Coins in mint state condition or those with rare errors can fetch the highest prices at auctions. Now, where do you sell a valuable 1987 P dime? Online platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Stack's Bowers are great places to attract serious collectors willing to pay top dollar for rare coins. Coin shows and numismatic conventions also offer excellent opportunities to connect with buyers. If you prefer a more personal approach, visiting a reputable coin dealer can help you get an appraisal and sell your dime at a fair price. Do you have a rare 1987 P dime in your collection? Have you ever come across a coin that looked a little different? Let us know in the comments. Some of these rare dimes have sold for between $1,600 and $28,000 at auctions, depending on their condition and unique errors. Don't ignore your pocket change. Your next great discovery could be hiding right in your hands. Number 5. Imagine holding a dime in your hand, just 10 cents. But what if that small coin was secretly worth thousands of dollars? That's the reality for some rare 1983 Roosevelt dimes, hidden in circulation and waiting to be discovered. Some collectors have already cashed in on these rare finds, turning a simple dime into a life-changing treasure. Could you be carrying one of these valuable coins without even realizing it? Stay with me until the end of this video, and you'll learn exactly what to look for and how to determine if you have a hidden fortune in your pocket. The 1983 Roosevelt dime is one of the most sought-after dimes from the 1980s, and for good reason. While millions were minted, only a small number contained the rare errors and characteristics that make them worth a fortune today. These errors occurred due to mistakes during the minting process, and because they are so rare, collectors will pay high prices to get their hands on one. So, what makes the 1983 dime so special? It all comes down to its errors and varieties. Some of the most valuable error types include doubled die strikes, off-center strikes, and missing clad layers. These mistakes aren't visible on every 1983D dime, but if you know what to look for, you might just find one that could be worth thousands. One of the most exciting errors to find is the double die variety. This occurs when the coin is struck improperly, causing elements of the design, such as the date, lettering, or even Roosevelt's portrait, to appear slightly doubled. If you notice any unusual shadowing or extra outlines on your dime, you could have a highly valuable double die error. Another rare error to watch for is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during minting, causing the design to be shifted or partially missing. The more off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable the dime becomes. One of the most visually striking errors is the missing clad layer. Normally, dimes have a thin outer layer of nickel over a copper core. However, in rare cases, this outer layer is missing, exposing the copper underneath. These dimes have a distinctive two-tone appearance, making them incredibly desirable to collectors. If you come across a 1983D dime with an unusual copper color or missing its silver-like coating, it could be one of these rare errors. Now, how do you identify these valuable errors? The first step is to carefully examine your 1983D dime under bright lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look for any signs of doubling in the letters, numbers, or Roosevelt's profile. Check the edges for off-center strikes, and if the coin has a strange coloration with copper showing through, it might be missing its clad layer. Understanding these variations is key to spotting valuable dimes. Thousands of 1983D dimes are still in circulation, but only a few contain these rare and valuable errors. Most people spend these coins every day without ever checking them, unaware that they could be giving away a small fortune. But if you take the time to look closely, you might discover a rare dime that collectors would pay big money to own. If you believe you have a valuable 1983D dime, the next step is to get it professionally graded. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC can authenticate the coin, determine its condition, and assign it a grade that will impact its value. The higher the grade, the more money your dime could be worth. Once your dime is authenticated, where should you sell it? Online auction sites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Stack's Bowers are great places to reach serious collectors willing to pay top dollar. You can also visit coin shows, local coin dealers, or numismatic conventions to connect with buyers. Some of the most valuable 1983D dimes have been sold at professional numismatic auctions, where bidding wars drive prices even higher. Now, the big question: do you have a rare 1983D dime in your collection? Have you ever checked your pocket change for hidden treasures? Let us know in the comments. Some of these rare dimes have been sold for between $900 and $27,000 at auctions, depending on their condition and unique errors. Don't overlook your spare change. Your next great discovery could be hiding in plain sight. Number 6. What if I told you that a simple dime, just 10 cents, could be worth thousands of dollars? It's true. The 1991D Roosevelt dime might just be one of the most valuable hidden treasures still in circulation, and most people have no idea. Could you have one of these rare dimes sitting in your coin jar, your pocket, or your collection without even knowing it? Stick with me until the very end of this video, and I'll show you exactly why this dime is so special, what rare errors to look for, and how you can turn an ordinary coin into a fortune. The 1991D Roosevelt dime is a fascinating coin for collectors because certain rare variations and errors have made it incredibly valuable. While the Denver Mint struck millions of these dimes, only a small fraction contain the unique characteristics that make them stand out. Over time, collectors and experts have uncovered rare mistakes from the minting process, and because these errors are so difficult to find, their value has skyrocketed. So, what makes this dime special? It all comes down to its errors and how rare they are. Some of the most valuable errors include the double die variety, off-center strikes, and missing clad layers. These errors are not common, but when they do appear, they can increase the value of the coin dramatically. One of the most exciting errors to watch for is the double die variety. This happens when the coin is struck twice by the die, creating a subtle but noticeable doubling in the design. Look closely at the date, the word Liberty, or Roosevelt's portrait. If you see a shadow effect or slightly overlapping elements, you could have an extremely valuable dime. Another error to look for is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned in the press, causing part of the design to be cut off. Some off-center strikes are minor, but the more dramatic the shift, the rarer and more desirable the dime becomes. One of the most visually striking errors is the missing clad layer. Normally, dimes are made with a thin outer layer of nickel over a copper core. But in some rare cases, this outer layer is missing, exposing the copper underneath. These coins have a unique two-tone appearance, making them highly sought after by collectors. If you come across a 1991 D dime with a strange copper color or missing its silver-like coating, you could be holding a rare and valuable error coin. Now, how can you identify these valuable errors? The best way is to examine your dimes carefully under a bright light or with a magnifying glass. Look for any signs of doubling in the letters and numbers, check for off-center designs, and inspect the coin's surface for any unusual coloration or missing layers. Sometimes, what appears to be a regular dime can actually be worth a small fortune with the right characteristics. Understanding these variations is crucial if you want to find valuable dimes. Many people spend their coins without ever checking them, completely unaware that they could be giving away a treasure. But if you take the time to inspect your change, you might discover a dime that could change your life. So, what should you do if you think you've found a valuable 1991 D dime? The first step is to get it professionally graded. Companies like PCGS and NGC specialize in authenticating and grading coins, which will determine their condition and overall value. The higher the grade, the more money your dime could be worth. Once your dime is certified, where should you sell it? There are several great options, including online auctions like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Stack's Bowers. You can also visit coin shows, reach out to professional coin dealers, or attend numismatic conventions to connect with serious collectors. Many of the rarest 1991 D dimes have been sold at major auctions, where collectors bid high amounts to own a piece of numismatic history. Now, the big question: do you have a rare 1991 D dime in your collection? Have you ever checked your pocket change for hidden gems? Let us know in the comments. Some of these rare dimes have been sold for between $600 and $44,000 at auctions, depending on their condition and unique errors. Your next great discovery could be hiding in plain sight, so start checking your dimes today.